A bargain of convenience asterisk the rain matched the tears streaking Elena's face as she clutched the divorce papers.
Ow.
Damien's signature glaring back at her. 8 years of loving him in silence, and it ended with a sterile courtroom decree. Sign. He'd said, his voice devoid of the warmth she'd once glimpsed when he rescued her as a child. Sophia is the one I've been searching for. This marriage was never real. Elena's nails dug into her palm. Real. The word mocked her. Not real. The nights he'd pulled her close in the dark, murmuring her name like a prayer. Not real, the life growing inside her now. She pressed a hand to her stomach. I won't let you be unwanted like I was, she whispered. Damien's penthouse was all sharp edges and cold light, just like him. Elena traced the rim of her wineglass, watching Sophia. Laugh at something, he said, her manicured fingers brushing his arm. You're staring, Ryan murmured beside her. The investor had become an unlikely friend, his kindness a balm to her frayed heart. Just remembering, Elena said. The contract marriage, the way Damien's eyes had darkened when he proposed it too. Years, no emotions. $1 million for your compliance. She'd agreed foolishly, hoping he'd see her worth. Sophia's voice cut through her thoughts. Darling, shouldn't Elena leave? It's awkward for her here. Damien's gaze flicked to Elena, unreadable. She's my secretary. She stays. Elena stood abruptly. Actually, I'm resigning. She dropped her keycard on the table, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. Goodbye, Damien. Brow furrowed, but before he could speak, Sophia giggled. Finally, now we can be happy. Elena walked out. The weight of her secret pressing heavier with every step. You'll never know your child. That night, Damien dreamt of a girl with storm-gray eyes, Elena at 16, trembling in the orphanage hallway where he'd left her. I'll come back, he'd promised. He woke with a start, Sophia's perfume suffocating him. Something was wrong. The penthouse felt hollow without Elena's presence. Damien stared at the vacant desk where she'd worked for 8 years, her absence a gaping wound he hadn't expected. You're brooding again? Sophia chided, draping herself over his arm. She was just a secretary. She handled everything, he muttered, scrolling through the chaos of his scheduled missed meetings, unsigned contracts. Elena had been the invisible hand keeping his world intact. His phone buzzed. A message from the hospital. Mr. Henry Carter's condition has worsened. Elena's grandfather, the sterile scent of antiseptic, burned Damien's nostrils as he pushed through the ICU doors. He spotted Elena slumped in a chair, her face pale, fingers clutching a crumpled tissue. She looked up, her gray eyes widening. Why are you here? The hospital called me as your emergency contact. A lie. He pulled strings to get updates. She laughed bitterly. No. You removed me from your life with a signature. Don't pretend to care now. A doctor approached. It's Carter, we need to discuss. His treatment options. The costs I'll pay. Damien stepped forward. Elena's spine stiffened. No, she turned to the doctor. I'll cover it. Damien caught her wrist. You don't have the resources? I sold my design portfolio to Ryan, she hissed, yanking free. Unlike you, he values my work. Jealousy flared hot in his chest. Cole, you're taking money from him? At least he doesn't throw me away like trash. Her voice broke as Grandpa. Henry's heart monitor screeched. Nurses rushed in, shoving Damien aside. Elena's knees buckled. He reached for her, but she recoiled. Leave, please. That night, Damien paced his empty penthouse, replaying her words. You didn't even fight for me. Sophia's perfume lingered on the couch, suddenly cloying. Opened Elena's old desk drawer in it files, a half-empty bottle of her jasmine. Hand cream. Beneath it a folded sketch. A younger Damien, smiling. The way he had only with her. His chest tightened. A knock startled him. Ryan stood in the doorway, jaw set. She won't eat or sleep. You broke her, King. Damien's fists clenched. Her grandfather's illness isn't my fault. No, but abandoning her when she needed you as Ryan threw a envelope at him. Prenatal? Care receipts? Dated 2 months ago. Ask yourself, Ryan spat. Who else could it be? Flashback. 3 months earlier, rain lashed against the office windows as Damien stumbled into Elena's apartment. Drunk and bleeding from a fight. Why do you always patch me up? He slurred as she cleaned his cut. Because no one else will, she whispered, his fingers tangled in her hair. Stay. The kiss was desperate, clumsy. She melted against him one night of weakness, erased by morning. Present Damien. Stormed into Sophia's apartment. The locket you found? Where did you really get it? She paled. I told you it was mine from childhood. Bullshit. He hurled the locket at her. The engraving's fresh. You paid someone to fake it. Sophia's mask slipped. So what? Alina was just a stand-in. The truth hit like a bullet. You knew about her. Smirk, of course. The orphan girl who followed you like a lost puppy. Pathetic. Damien's phone buzzed. Hospital code. Blue. Henry Carter. Elena's scream echoed down the hallway as the doctors pronounced the time of death. She collapsed against the wall, her sobs tearing through Damien. He reached for her. Elena, I don't. She shoved him back, her eyes wild. He asked for you. With his last breath, he begged me to forgive you. A broken laugh. Oh, but I can't. She slid a ring off her finger, his grandmother's, from the contract wedding, and dropped it at his feet. Stay away from me, from our child. You don't get to hurt us anymore. The funeral was a quiet storm. Rain drizzled over the cemetery as Alina stood by her grandfather's grave, her black dress clinging to her like a shadow. Ryan held an umbrella over her, his presence steady, but she felt nothing, just the hollow ache where her heart had been. Across the grass, Damien watched from a distance, his jaw clenched. He hadn't been invited. Sophia's nails dug into his arm. Why are we here? This has nothing to do with us. He shook her off. Go home. Her laugh was sharp, still obsessed with her. Face it, Damien, she hates you. A flicker of movement. Lanus. Knees buckled. Ryan caught her, his hands gentle as he helped her into a car. Something inside Damien snapped. Elena's department. Later that night, Taynock rattled the door. Alina opened it, expecting Ryan, but Damien stood there, rain-slicked and desperate. Shouldn't be here, she whispered. He stepped inside, his gaze dropping to her stomach. Is it mine? She froze. What? The baby? His voice was rough. Tell me the truth. Elena turned away, arms wrapping around herself. It doesn't matter. You made your choice. It matters to me. He grabbed her wrist, spinning her to face him. That night, the one I pretended not to remember was that when. She yanked free. Stop. You don't get to care now. Choked. Laugh escaped him. You really think I could ever not care? Silence. Then a crash from the bedroom. Damien shoved Elena behind him as Sophia stumbled out, clutching a file. Well, this is touching. Elena's breath caught. How did you... Picked the lock. Sophia waved the papers. Prenatal records. How adorable. Damien lunged, but Sophia dodged, her smirk venomous. Too late, Damien. I already know everything. She turned to Elena. He'll never love you. You're just a charity case he fucked out of pity. Elena's hand flew a slap that echoed like a gunshot. Sophia staggered, then laughed. Oh, this is perfect. Wait until the press hears Damien King knocks up his secretary, abandons her for his real fiancée. Damien's phone buzzed. Text. From his investigator, security footage from hospital. Henry Carter's oxygen tube was disconnected 9:14 p.m. Visitor logged S. Reed. His blood turned to ice. You killed him, he whispered. Sophia's smile faltered. What? Elena's face drained. Of color? What did you say? Damien advanced on Sophia, his voice deadly calm. He went to his room. You murdered an old man to hurt Elena. Prove it, Sophia hissed. He grabbed her purse, dumping it on the floor. A nurse's ID card clattered onto the tiles, stolen with Henry's room number scribbled on the back. Elena let out a wounded sound. You monster. Sophia bolted for the door, but Damien caught her, shoving her against the wall. You're done. Police sirens wailed outside. Ryan stood in the doorway, phone in hand. Called them the second I saw her break in. Later, hospital parking lot. Elena sat in Ryan's car, trembling. The police had taken Sophia away, but the weight of the night pressed down on her. Damien approached, his coat drenched. Elena, don't. She wouldn't look at him. This doesn't change anything. It changes everything, he said hoarsely. I was wrong about all of it. She finally met his eyes. You didn't trust me. You threw me away. And my grandfather died because of it. A tear slipped free. I can't come back from that. Ryan started the engine, a silent cue. Damien stepped back, his voice breaking. Then let me prove it. Let me. The car door closed as they drove away. Lena pressed a hand to her stomach, whispering the words she'd never say to Damien. He'll never know you. And that's how I'll protect you. 6 weeks later, a coastal town, the cottage smelled of salt and fresh paint. Lena balanced a box of baby clothes on her hip, watching the sunrise through the window. Her phone buzzed, another message from Ryan. He's looking for you. Sold. 30% of his shares to hire investigators? She deleted it. A knock at the door. Alina froze. No one knew she was here except package for Miss Carter. She exhaled, opening the door and nearly dropped the box. Damien stood on her porch, drenched from the storm, holding a file labeled Henry's case. Flashback. 3 days earlier, Damien slammed the detective's report onto his desk. Where? Crescent Cove. Bought a cottage under Ryan Cole's name. His chest burned. Ryan? Always Ryan. The detective hesitated.
There's more.
Sophia's family is bribing witnesses to downplay her role in Henry's death, they're claiming. You pressured her into it. Damien's laugh was razor sharp. Then we burn them first. Asterisk present the cottage you need to leave, Alina said, blocking the doorway. Damien's gaze dropped to her rounded stomach, his child, before snapping back up. I will, after you see this. He thrust the file into her hands. Inside, photos. Bank records. A signed confession from the nurse Sophia bribed. Elena's hands shook. How? I testified against Sophia's father in exchange for the truth. His voice cracked. I destroyed my business alliances. My reputation. None of it matters if you stop. She shoved the file back. You don't get to play hero now. A gust of wind blew the door wide, revealing the nursery inside half-built. With the crib still in pieces, Damien's breath caught. Let me fix it. What? The crib? The porch? The life I broke? He stepped closer, rain dripping from his hair. I'll sleep in my car if I have to. Just let me near you. Elena's resolve wavered until a sharp pain stabbed her abdomen. She gasped, doubling over. Damien lunged forward as her knees gave out. Alina, wetness soaked her jeans. Her water had broken. The storm hitswind howled as Damien carried her to his car, shouting over the gale. Hospital's 30 minutes away, the roads might flood. Alina clutched her stomach, panting. There's a clinic. 2 miles east. The tires skidded on mud as Damien floored the accelerator. Alina groaned, nails digging into the dashboard. Look at me, he demanded. Breathe, just like don't. Say just like that night, she snarled. This isn't some romantic do-over. A contraction ripped through her. Damien swore, swerving around a fallen branch. I know, he said fiercely, but I'm here, however you need me. Clinic hours later. Scream tore through the room as the baby's head crowned. Damien gripped her hand, his other arm bracing her back. One more push, the doctor urged. I can't. Yes, you can. Damien pressed his forehead to her temple, his voice raw. You're the strongest person I know. With a final cry, their daughter slid into the world, tiny, furious, and perfect. Elena collapsed against the pillows, tears streaming as the nurse placed the baby on her chest. Damien's hand hovered, trembling over the infant's back. You can touch her, Lena whispered. He brushed a finger over their daughter's cheek, the first time he'd ever held something so fragile, so loved. Then Elena's exhausted voice shattered the moment. This doesn't mean I forgive you. Damien swallowed hard. I know. Epiphany in the hallway. Ryan arrived at dawn, storm-tossed and frantic. He froze at the sight of Damien slumped outside Elena's room, blood on his shirt from where she'd bitten him during labor. She's asleep, Damien muttered. The baby's healthy. Ryan's jaw tightened. You don't deserve this, I know that too. Damien stood, wiping his hands, but I'm not leaving. Not again. Through the glass, they watched Alina stir, her hand instinctively curling around their daughter. Ryan sighed. You'll break her? Heart a second time. Then stop me, Damien challenged. Because I'll spend every damn day proving you wrong. The ultimatum the morning sun spilled into the clinic room, painting Elena's sleeping face in gold. Damien hadn't moved from the chair beside her bed, his daughter Lily cradled in his arms. She stirred, blinking up at him with storm-gray eyes. Elena's voice was rough from exhaustion. "You're still here. I told you I wouldn't leave." She sat up slowly, wincing. "You can't just undo everything because of a baby." "I know." He met her gaze. "But I can start by telling you the truth." He handed her his phone, a news headline. Blared. King Industries CEO resigns amid scandal, invests entire fortune in new startup. Elena's breath caught. "What is this?" "My proof." His thumb brushed Lily's tiny fist. "I liquidated everything. The company, the penthouse, even my shares. Sophia's family can't touch me or you anymore." She stared at him. "You gave up your empire? For you?" "Yes, a beat. But I need you to choose me. Not because of Lily, because you want me." Ryan's betrayal, a knock, interrupted them. Ryan stood in the doorway, his face unreadable. "Elena," he said softly, "we need to talk." Damien tensed. "Now's not the time." Actually, it is. Ryan dropped a file on the bedmails between him and Damien's biggest rival, plotting to buy King Industries. Elena's stomach dropped. "What is this?" Ryan's voice was cold. "Insurance. If Damien ever hurt you again, I'd ruin him." Damien stood, fury darkening his face. "You used her as leverage? Protected her?" Ryan shot back. "While you were off playing CEO, I was the one picking up the pieces." Elena's voice cut through them like a blade. "Enough." She looked at Ryan, heartbroken. "You lied to me." "To keep you safe?" "No." She shook her head. "You wanted me to need you." Just like him, Ryan flinched. Damien stepped forward. "Elena, both of you out." She pulled Lily closer. "I need time." The storm before the calm that night. The clinic went into lockdown. Sophia's father had sent Menthus with hospital blueprints and a grudge. Damien barricaded Elena's door, his phone dead. The staff, evacuating patients. "Take Lily," Elena begged, pressing the baby into his arms. "Get her out." "No." He shoved them both into a supply closet, blocking the door with his body. "I'm not leaving you. Not again." Footsteps pounded down the hall. Elena gripped his shirt. "Damien, I love you," he said fiercely. "I should have said it years ago." The door burst open, but it wasn't Sophia's men. Police flooded the hallway, Ryan at the lead, his face bloodied. "I called them," he panted. Then to Elena. "I'm sorry, but I won't let anyone hurt you." The choice 1 month later, Elena stood on the porch of her cottage, Lily asleep in her arms. Damien approached, holding out a single key. "What's this?" "A house, down the road." His voice was rough. "If you want space, I'll stay there." "You want me gone? I'll sign over full custody. If you'll let me." He swallowed. "I'd like to take you on a date." Elena stared at him. "A date? A real one? No contracts? No lies?" He cupped Lily's head gently. "Just us." The wind carried the scent of the sea clean, new, Took the key, pick me up at 7. Epilogue. A different ending, 5 years later. Later, Lee's laughter echoed through the garden as she chased fireflies, her tiny hands outstretched. Damien wrapped an arm around Elena's waist, pressing a kiss to her temple.
"Ow."
"She's got your stubbornness." "And your recklessness," Elena teased, nodding to where Lily was now climbing a tree. Ryan, now a trusted friend, nothing more, grinned from the porch. "Should I catch her?" "Let her fall," Damien said. "She'll learn." Elena elbowed him. "Or, you can climb up and get her, Mr. I changed." Damien sighed dramatically. But he was already moving, scooping Lily from the branches as she squealed. Elena watched them, her heart full. This wasn't the ending she'd imagined. It was better.